Spring is here, which can only mean one thing. MLB The Show is back with plenty of changes for this year's entry. Here's everything to know about MLB The Show 22. Keep your eyes peeled to the channel as we'll have an official review coming up real soon, and you won't want to miss it. Alright, let's get the biggest changes to the plate first right off the bat. Players will have the ability to play MLB The Show 22 on the Nintendo Switch. The decision to bring the show to Nintendo Switch means you can take your progress with you on the go if you so choose. For the best graphics though, you might opt for the game current gen if you have a PS5 or Series X. The baseball simulator brings a significant amount of gameplay improvements this time around, starting with Custom Practice, a mode that I'm definitely going to grow familiar with. In Custom Practice, you can lock in a certain scenario, like let's say a potential dinger to the center field, then replay it as long as you want, practicing that scenario and testing out different defensive plays. It's a fascinating change that newer or amateur players might appreciate, especially with how in-depth the show's gameplay can be. Now, MLB The Show 22 has improved several aspects of gameplay as the show tends to balance video game heroics with realism. For example, defensive fielding continues with improvements to animations and rewarding players who field perfect balls. The better timing you have, the greater chance you'll make a wicked throw from the outfield in time to tag a batter out or to pull off an excellent defensive double play. In the past, perfect throws were exclusive to outfielders trying to cut off runners, but now, perfect throws work for infielders as well. So if you have a stud shortstop, you can field a perfect throw to home with arm accuracy, dictating the window that you have to make that play. Visual changes will also affect gameplay, like dynamic PCI range. Now, the PCI is this visual HUD indicator that players will use to adjust their swing whenever they're trying to hit a pitch, and the PCI will shrink now when near the edge of the strike zone, giving an advantage to pitchers and reducing lengthy at-bats. Because in the past, plenty of at-bats would lead to foul ball after foul ball, drawing out the inning, which could become exhausting. But with the new PCI changes, there should be more realistic scenarios playing out when batting. Additionally, now you can anchor the PCI to certain zones in the strike zone when batting, which will adjust the sensitivity of your reticle. Anchoring the PCI will help narrow down with finer controls on the sides and corners of the strike zone, letting advanced users have more options on how they want to hit. The show has different game editions and various upgrade paths which feature cover athlete Shohei Ohtani, aka Showtime. Enjoy a dope stylized cover representing Shohei's love for manga and anime for those going after the MVP or Digital Deluxe editions. Illustrator Takashi Okazaki, who according to San Diego Studios is also a huge Shohei fan, went all out. The final result has a wicked cool manga look to the cover art. Now, purchasing the more expensive editions will net you several player packs of different rarities for Diamond Dynasty, which is MLB The Show's kind of fantasy team mode. But suppose the card collecting fantasy draft style team in the Diamond Dynasty mode isn't your cup of tea. Well, that's fine, because in that case, you can always hop into the several other game modes offered in MLB The Show 22, from classic exhibition matches between current rosters to simulating a proper franchise experience in franchise mode. There's also March to October, which always has been kind of like a franchise light mode, except this time around, it's getting some pretty beefy features. For starters, March to October will span multiple seasons now. You'll be able to take your team to a successful season more than once before having to transition it into a save in franchise mode. Now, this gives particularly newer players a really nice entry point into playing franchise mode without overwhelming them, while keeping the March to October experience lengthy. Trade logic has been adjusted and improved upon in March to October as well. Now, when it comes to trade logic, there's a lot of information that really only matters to more hardcore players, but the surface level adjustments are basically adjusting how each baseball player is valued. The show refined trade block logic to better reflect current trends, and now teams will value top players by placing a premium on them when negotiating trades. For example, some teams will value relief or closing pitchers less when compared to starting position players or starting pitchers. Additionally, players will no longer be traded immediately after signing in the off-season. In past MLB The Show games, you could create customizable ball players and take him on the road to the show mode. Now, both of those will return with changes based on community feedback. So last year, fans weren't really that excited that you could only have one customizable ball player, which MLB The Show 22 addresses by completely removing that cap. Instead of just one, now you can have up to 10 ball players with different appearances, positions, and various play styles such as archetypes. You can have ball players dedicate their attributes to things like power, contact, fielding, and so on. The show will also have online co-op, another first for the series, allowing players to partake in 2v2 and even 3v3 matches. This functionality even extends to Diamond Dynasty, letting you combine your card collection with that of a friend for the ultimate stacked team. One thing fans are always looking for are new legends, and the Show 22 introduced some new additions to the Legends roster, including Randy Johnson and his kick-ass mustache, and Joe Mauer to name a few. There's a full list available online, and be sure to let me know in the comments which legend you are most excited to see return. Customization also takes some steps forward as well, as you are now no longer restricted to only using existing MLB teams like you were in the past. This time around, March to October will have full team customization options this year, letting you choose a custom name, access the logo vault, and even use the Stadium Creator ballpark. Lastly, the game will have a completely brand new commentary team as well. John Bucciambi and Chris Singleton will be joining the game as the new play-by-play and color commentary voices, with thousands upon thousands of lines of audio recorded, setting up a complete redesign of how the game is called, from game intros to epic home run calls and even post-play analysis, just to name a few. There's also an aim to make the commentary kind of more conversational and natural, where the banter between the two commentators are meant to feel more integrated in a seamless way with the live action that you will see of each game. So many of these changes are explored at length at the Sony San Diego YouTube channel, so if you've got that MLB itch and you can't wait until launch, be sure to check out those conversations with Ramon and the rest of the team. MLB The Show 22 is out on April 5th on Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the Nintendo Switch. You'll have the option of grabbing the Standard Edition, MVP, and Digital Deluxe versions depending on your interests. Now don't forget to stick with GameSpot for our upcoming review of MLB The Show 22. Now here's a quick gameplay snippet of me hitting a home run for you to enjoy. And that'll do it for me. Until next time.
There's a swing and a drive. That's back. That one is gone. Here's Jed Lowry, the switch hitter batting.